Everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. So one of the questions coming up is there's a squeeze on Apple. So what kind of trade do we have on Apple here? Well, it's kind of mixed. On a daily chart, it's bullish in terms of an uptrend. I mean, a weekly chart. On a daily chart, you know, this is a little bit of a bearish price pattern. Okay, that's has a little bit higher expectancy of going to the downside, and we got two of the waves below zero and just one above. So when there's a squeeze like this, to me it's a little bit of a holding pattern. I think the good news is that the volume is low, all right? But for me, this is more of, it's kind of like whichever way it breaks the wedge first wins, and it will be a big move. So I don't know which way to go with this yet. This is one of those trades where there's not a lot of trades where I would buy a straddle, meaning that you buy an at-the-money call and you buy an at-the-money put. This is one where I would, okay? Because there's enough indecision on either side where it's kind of 50-50, but we know the squeeze is telling us there's gonna be a larger than expected move, and that's how you make money buying a straddle. All right, so then the question is you know, how far out? So this is the position I wanna take tomorrow, right? So, you know, we can sit there and go, all right, so let's look at this and say we're at 125.60. So you could do the 125 or the 126. It's kind of, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But here, you know, into the end of the week, there's a $2 expected move. Okay, the end of next week, a $4 expected move. And then the week after, notice that it jumps up. Well, that's earnings. Okay, so buying a straddle there might be a little tricky, but I would be willing to do here. So anyway, so you know, and the fact that there's earnings coming up too, I like that. So say we bought the 126 put and the 126 call here heading into earnings, it would benefit, you know, it'd benefit a little bit from that earnings run. But you know, what's actually kind of interesting here too, well, you know what, hold on. This may not be right. So it says 88% implied volatility, but that's on the minis. Hold on just a second, I'll check the earnings date for Apple. Okay, so it's April 27th, which would be the following week. So the minis there are kind of skewing it. Now, I actually am not a big fan of the minis anyway. I think they're good. I think they're good for, you know, kind of practicing and, you know, if you're trying, you know, smaller account and stuff like that too, but I'm just going to remove them. So to do that, you can just go into Setup, Application Settings, and let's see, Account, Display, and here you can see, okay, do you want to see weeklies and quarterlies? Yes. Minis? No. Okay. And there we go. So hit OK. We'll move this out of the way. That was on the home page, and now the minis are gone. Okay, so now you can see that the implied volatility jumps here. So anyway, so coming back to this, that's a trade that I would do, okay? Buying that straddle. In terms of a clean setup here, one that I really like quite a bit is CUDA. So you've got a weekly squeeze that just looks great, okay? So you've got a weekly squeeze, all three waves are below zero, that's bullish. You've got a daily squeeze, same thing. You've got good volume coming in. This is the all-time high here at 44.63. So if we can get through that, then we got a potential move to 50. So now this is one where we actually, we did this, I think, 2 days ago in the live trading room where we bought the calls on this. And on this one, because there's a weekly squeeze, we bought options 100 days out, okay, to give it a little bit of room. And so far so good, but if this thing actually has a pretty, you know, if it just makes its expected move, okay, let's go out to July. You know, the expected move is $10 from 42 to 52. Well, there's the $40 call. If we get to 52, that goes to $12, right? But the idea with the squeeze is that it could get to 52 well before the 100 days out, so there'd still be some premium there. So I like this trade, and this is one that I would even continue to add on, okay? But that is pretty much, that's a textbook turbo Porsche setup. That's the kind of setup that I like in terms of going in on full size, which, you know, for this particular account, this would represent full size for this account. Now, another one, a slight difference, and this is another one that I like quite a bit. This is one that we picked up down here with the squeeze, and it's had a really good run from like 53, and today it got up to 62. Well, that's a big move, and that's when you feed the ducks. So we took some profits today when it was around $60, and then I've got an order to buy it back again on a pullback to about 56. All right, so you gotta, you know, when you get those extended moves like that, it's okay to feed those ducks. All right, so what about Starbucks? So Starbucks is actually splitting 2-for-1 tonight. So some people asked me what happens with that. So what I did today is bought some, or did some option positions here. So I got 10 of the $93 calls and then sold 10 of the 95.92 put spread. So it's splitting 2-for-1, so your option position doubles. Now I own 20 of the 46 half calls, okay? And then I've got 20 of the 47 half, 46 put credit spread. So it's the same thing. If we did a 4-for-1, then these would be 40 contracts, right, instead of 20. But that's what happens. So this all kind of gets a little screwed up tonight, but then tomorrow when it's trading, you'll have the updated numbers there, all right? All right, and then just wanted to do a reminder for those of you that didn't know, we are doing our kind of annual mentorship in Las Vegas. That's coming up April 26th through the 28th. There are 2 slots open for this. We limit it to 50 people. This one I'm super excited because Mark Douglas is going to be there. He's the author of Trading in the Zone. He's working on a new 3rd book, and he's going to essentially reveal to us first at this mentorship environment what his book's going to be about. If you've never seen him, he's a dynamic speaker, and if you've ever had issues with trading psychology, this is the guy that fixed me. All right, so I'm super excited about that. I've got presentations I'll be doing, Don Kaufman as well. Tony from the room, if you guys know him, Henry will be there, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to really spending a nice quality 3 days with a solid group of people in Vegas. All right, simpleroptions.com/Vegas if you're interested in going. You guys have a great rest of the evening, and we'll see you at the next update.